Yes, so you're welcome to another wonderful episode of Property Matter this morning. It's been some minutes ago we did talk. Okay, Engineer Debo will soon join us, and Engineer Debo will soon join us, and to the glory of God, you don't finally join us. We don't here together today, discuss everything we get to do on top property. I'll make our talk say we'll continue with the one where they've been begin last week. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How you doing?
Are they okay, sir?
You are back from the tree.
Oriewe.
I'm back from Oriewe, right? You're welcome. Good morning, viewers. How have you been? Hope you've been enjoying the year. January don't
the waka now. Today be 25.
Next week when we come here, na February we go there.
Benny, February 1.
We go there to talk about Valentine.
Ayé ń yí lọ, à ń tọ́.
Chineke. You know, this is how things go. So 12 months now.
One down
the waka.
How far so far?
Thank God that we are alive and we are well. And we are very hopeful for the year, you know. So I hope that on your side also you are enjoying the year. It's unfolding gradually. We know that Super Eagles don't leave
the Nations Cup.
the Nations Cup, but then
our allegiance to the many African teams still remains.
Exactly. So just enjoy the AFCON. Maybe now is when you can enjoy it better for
without
a lot
tension.
of people. You know, without tension and all. And then let's pray that they get better, their hearts together for the World Cup qualification. Okay. So last week we started on protecting your property investment against fire. How do you do that? You know, we then started with what causes fire in the first place, because
incident in December. We see different incidents for social media. For fire,
yes.
For fire issue in December. Some from gas leakage.
Yeah.
This is attribute to this one they attribute
cooking
to
gas, you mean?
Many women. Yes, cooking gas.
Yeah.
We say the thing go down they leak for that thing where they burn and where they
the nozzle.
The nozzle. Let me say very few or little to can do. We don't really hear can do well last year, but a lot to power surge.
Power surge. I say you don't watch the last week something.
I know what's happening.
You know, because because they speak exactly what you talk about.
Normally if they follow news and everything, you go know say now the thing where they inside headline be this. So
okay, so like pragmatic. I mentioned last week, for there are two types we should classify them: offices, commercial places, and residential places. Let's classify them into those two. And we said for residential places, the number one cause of fire from research and statistics is cooking-related fire cases, which is what you just collaborated by what was in the news December and all of that. Yes. So cooking-related, we emphasize that a lot. Then followed by things that has to do with eating, environment, air conditioning, which correlates with power surge, things like that. So they are and then the next one is definitely electrical related.
Power
surge,
boiling ring, boiling kettle.
That one we can even still attribute it to cooking, But plug, they shake. They do. Maybe say they don't pay attention to them. You go just go out one day.
Put them small. So that once you on, you don't work.
No
multi-load. I don't use that kind of.
So we mentioned all of that, and then even for commercial places, it's also cooking that is really number one. Funny enough, cooking related, Then electrical is the next one for commercial places. We also mentioned eating and air conditioning. Now, I think we almost exhausted the one for residential. We talked about naked wire, which is the one you talked about, candle, cigarettes, smoking, and things like that. Yeah. So, when you talk about commercial, we listed them in that order: cooking, okay, electrical distribution, things like that, issues of lighting, then eating, air conditioning, and then the next one we did not talk about before we close, which is very also, in a way, it's actually high, in commercial fire is intentional fires.
Say your mama dana sunle.
Commercial places. Okay, have you forgotten that even in the news, we've had cases where they will say this building got burnt, that building got burnt. Intentional could be as a result of riots. Remember what happened in NSAS?
Okay.
Most of the commercial places that were burnt NSAS were intentional fires now.
And it's also part of fire incident.
Yes, now. They occur often. And then some cases will be that maybe some things have happened in the office. Some people don't want
the files to...
you know, so they will just set some places ablaze and all of that. So in commercial places, intentional fires are common.
I subscribe.
Yeah, they are very common, you know, and it is after you deal with intentional fires that you can be talking about exposures, can be talking about smoking and all of that for commercial places. Now, I haven't spoken about all of these types of fires, you know. How can one prevent them from happening? That is the main crux of our discussion.
How to mitigate against fire incidents.
So, number one suggestion, not in any order, is education. Education. It is important that we educate ourselves about causes of fire and how to prevent them, what to do to prevent fire, you understand? And if fire should start, what to do to be able to put it under control. So, education is one major thing that I would recommend that we educate ourselves, educate everyone about fire risk and safety. Educate. So you see that in some organizations, they do what they call fire drill. You know, they have mustard points, you know, where they would have educated you that, hey, in case, number one, when you hear this sound, fire alarm, you know, everybody should assemble here. We take head counts, so that we are sure we are complete and then we exit from there. Because it has happened in places whereby fire happens, everybody rushed out. Brrr, they thought everybody is out. Meanwhile, there is somebody that could have been saved if they knew. But before they knew, they didn't do head count. Before they knew, it was too late. The person had died in the fire or things like that. So there is always a process, a procedure. Educate your people. You know, always have routine drill to ensure that people are aware. You know,
they will can't teach people how to use fire extinguisher.
Exactly.
Many offices get fire extinguisher, but not enough to have fire extinguisher.
You must
something
know
where
how
you know where you know how to use them. Because it's just there. And another thing is, I feel most businesses or people who get fire extinguisher, most people, or let me say, permit me to say, 50% of people who carry fire extinguisher in their cars and at home have not used it before. We buy them in the car so that if police say, stop, where is your fire extinguisher and everything?
You just show them. And so
for offices, you know, they even day house, most houses, no, they didn't. But for offices, you did there because now part of the prerequisite for, you understand what I'm saying?
I know, I know.
Like you rightly said, we try. Sensitize. Make people sabi how to use them.
Educate
people.
Educate.
You know
the funniest thing, some people even carry fire extinguisher in their cars. If you assess those things, they are expired.
Yes.
Or some of them, they're empty. There's nothing there. So they are just carrying it for the purpose of fulfilling the law. You know, and that's usually very funny. So it's actually very important, okay, that we educate ourselves. I think that is one major thing. So you see in some offices, they will put notices there, have you switched off all the appliances, you know, and all of that. To establish these processes is very important. And to educate people about the need for them is also very important so that they can follow whatever it is that has been established, okay? So, number one, I would recommend is education. Like I said, it's not in any particular order, but you need to educate your people regarding fire risk and safety. The other thing that you need to do is install fire alarms. Yes, it's very important. Install and test regularly fire alarms.
In fact, I subscribe to that one too, because some places fire no deal, they will just deliberately they want to, like the one where you talk drill, they want to check the awareness of people towards this thing, say even in case it happen. So you understand? So they will just on fire alarm.
Yes, it's very important that you actually do that.
Yes.
Because if you don't drill your people or test those things, you really don't know whether they would save you
or not
on the day that they are needed. You know, so what is the essence of installing a fire alarm or smoke detector?
Smoke detector. Some people go even bring fire and water. You know, where go they bring omi gidi ni ojo mo ero poju ro ni. Canada ni mo ti ri yen. Canada ni mo ti ri. I saw it in Canada.
Why
in Ontario.
Why you are dreaming?
No, okay, my last leave.
Okay, your last trip.
Lift.
This a way that you just came back from
Ontario.
Oh,
Ontario is in Canada. You may not know.
Interesting. So how was the
You
weather?
may not know Ontario is in Canada.
No, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Now you know.
How was the weather?
Otutu in Canada. Mo ngbo pepepepe ba de opepe ni. I got to say me o. Mi o le
see as I'm looking at you.
Le kobo. Ontario. I don't see where fire dey burn. Where some people they will just go, they carry water. The more where they pour water, the more the fire go to do.
Abi, and is that to know what to the type of different type of fires,
no.
different type of things to.
Because these people where they come quench fire self, they are highly schooled and skilled on it. No be which is now only water they go just the.
No. Depending on the causes of fire, there are different manners and things that you can use to effectively. In fact, there are some fires that if you put water, it's like fuel.
Yeah, so people and dark one around bomb,
you know,
so
it can even be very dangerous. Like electrical fires,
particularly. Powder and one
electrical fires, you know. So it's very important. Education is very important to know fire risk and safety. You know what causes fire, how can you prevent fire, and things like that. Education is one major thing that you need to do. And like we said, install and test fire safety apparatus that you have. Alarm, you know, smoke detector, those are fire safety things that you can install in your environment and test. Always carry out a drill, mustard points and all of those things. And always carry out a drill, okay? Let's ring the alarm and let's see whether people would react or not. Carry them out repeatedly. I know in standard operating procedure in some organizations that they do fire safety drill at least either once or twice in a year. They won't tell you when and they won't tell you how. They will just carry them out, you know, as a standard operating procedure so that in case any day fire happens, people already know exactly what to do and how to react, you know. So that is very, very important that you notice, that you do. Then the third thing is keep flammable things, okay? Flammable items safely, okay? And in safe places. Things that are flammable. Keep them, you know, exactly. You know that for homes particularly, we talked about cooking gas, you know. Sometimes the way people, after even cooking, you don't really
lock it very well.
You know, you don't switch off your nozzle very well. You just switch off from the gas cooker. What about the nozzle there? You know, it's better.
And my wife,
where do you keep it? Inside or outside?
My wife will correct me on something, sir. If I want to on gas, I will on it. You know, say you go they do. I can't light matches. My wife say make I know they try them again. Say it is always good. If I light my matches, then on gradually and put.
That's the best.
Because at times, if I on them, the thing gas go down they go.
I mean,
it's no ni mu. So one day I call you go say boom. I say irọ́ we need power di. Awodi lawa. We no go to power di.
Awodi bossy be not gidi ni. O ma roasted.
You know make it power di.
O ma roasted.
So don't ju awodi sínú na.
O ma ro pé wọ́n máa rò pé wọ́n máa rò pé agric chicken làwọn ni.
Àbẹ́ ọmọ sáré máa yọ. The way they say, I dey tell my wife say, no fear, ewu ní ipa àwòdì.
Àwòdì ò bọ́ síbi iná tó dání. Ó máa roast.
Ṣé wùmí àbẹ́ ṣé ewu náà máa ń pa àwòdì?
Ó máa roast. Àwòdì will be roasted.
Ó máa dàbí barbecue.
I'm telling you pé ìbá ṣe rè. You know, so ensure that you keep flammable things safely, you know. So our cooking gas, petrol, you know, because we always use generator.
Security, they smoke. You know your security smokes. No problem. We no get problem with that one. But now you still go, you go call. Oh yeah, you go call your name. Can you go on gen? And
yeah, put cigar for mouth. Put cigar for mouth like this.
When this happens a lot, we know most gatemen where they smoke, and their gate post now be this. See your generator house.
And your generator house be this. See your fuel, where you drop your fuel. Just drop your fuel beside your generator.
But most people.
Meanwhile, if the environment is hot, that fuel in that generator can actually, yes. So you see a lot of residential homes or commercial places is fire related to starting from their gen areas and things like that. Phone touchlight. Touchlight. Phone. You know, say if your phone ring, if it catch fire, beside generator. You know, here say in filling stations, they will tell you don't pick your phone, don't. Yes.
Radioactivity.
You know, so it can catch fire. So your phone should not be anywhere close to your fuel or anything.
It no be the touch you cause the light out.
It's not the touch exactly. It's that you are using phone. You know? No, it's not the touch. But you are using phone. If your phone can't ring,
wait, if it happen at any time.
Yes. The person calling you will not tell you that I want to call you now.
My wife, you know, they even agree all those kind of rubbish. My wife, the disciplinarian.
She loves her life.
Oh, dear, don't tell me that rubbish, dear. Don't tell me that. Take that phone from her and say, kill it, dear. Let me move fail. It will not look for Woody to walk over there. That is telling you. Everybody can do that. He can do any.
Now, very easy like that. Now, very easy like that. So ensure, be careful.
Let's off the gen.
Switch off the gen and then let it cool down. So it's always even better if you know how long your gen, the capacity of your gen, fill up your gen before starting it. Because it's highly important that if you have to refill your gen, a gen that is working, let it cool a bit. Don't just switch it off and also start to, because that environment is still very hot. Yeah, one woman called last week about cooking fire, how God saved her, you know. She said it was really bad. She thanked God that she's alive to give that, to narrate that story. Yeah. So that's that. Then be careful about home appliances. You know, home appliances, we've talked about wiring.
Don't be only because of fire. It might be more in first stage, you know. Sir, not be because of only fire. Like Canada and Canadian English. Not because of fire alone. Even because of sock.
Yes.
Some people, you know, say this thing are naked wire. Now, you know, they plug, like the socket where they connect the old TV, radio, bolenu, SMVC, and you get picking inside house.
Wow.
Whether we like them or not, if we know that our children say go want to do a naked wire, only bring at any time.
Exactly.
Now electrocution.
Exactly. So be very careful and concerned about your wiring and your electrical appliances. Ensure that they are not left unattended to, that they are securely fixed, you know, wherever they are supposed to be installed and all of that. And they are not within reach of children. Or at a risk to them, you know. So it's very important that you make sure that happens, because there has been a lot of electrocution. Apart from electrocution, fire that we are talking about has come out from all of this, the way and manner we keep our appliances. Some people don't have the culture, for example, of when they are leaving their homes to ensure that everything is switched off. Yes. Change over.
My wife only must be doing this one. So all of us, if we want to go out of the house, we check it like this. I'm okay. Because that thing must. Okay, now. It's a generator.
Okay.
So if we come out, you go day gen.
Because the gen is not on. It's more like switching it off.
Yeah.
So what that helps you to do is to ensure that nothing in the house is on. So if NEPA brings lights, even if it is
I need
heavy surge.
Now only this one deep freezer, so
yeah.
that it no go spoil.
Okay.
I need it here.
Okay.
You get it on.
Okay.
So only once about say I
you get his stabilizer or something or breaker.
Because he get interest for all those things. But maybe you right. Ọ̀rọ̀ lu la wan ba kiri.
See?
I'm a soldier. I'm me looking have me la. Before we settle fight here, before we see to this matter,
time has gone.
Time has gone. My
so thank God you have a wife that is very domestic and
domestic animal. Domestic animal.
I didn't call her animal. I said she's very domestic.
Okay,
I don't know what you mean by animal. Let her hear you. But then, so be careful about how you keep that. It's very, very important. Also, you know, observe building regulations. They are also for our good. For example, there is one standard building regulation in between houses. Between one house and the other, ordinarily there should be like 6 meters.
Yes.
There should be 3 meters between your fence
and
your building.
Then.
You know, and if you keep it on your side and the other house keeps it on their side, it means that there will be 6 meters between you. You know, there are instances where one house is burning. It is just one house. You know, but because of the way they are packed, B, C, D, E, F, the whole streets. There has been instances like that.
B, C, D, E, F.
That the whole streets, before fire people could come or be contacted, be reached. Yes, there has been situations where it was only just one house. It was the gas cooker. And then the house got fire, its house maybe on the roof got fire, everywhere spread. I mean, fire spread everywhere, and before you know it, jump to the other house because they are so close, you know, and then like that. So it's very important, observe building regulation. Have emergency numbers. Yes, have emergency numbers. 199 112. Particularly if you're in Nigeria, 199 112. We have those emergency numbers you can call so that you can easily call fire
and
people.
It's also good we know
insurance.
The fire distance where they our area.
Yes, know where your fire go and make sure that you know it. Then insurance is another thing. Take insurance.